What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, check it out, man. So the saga continues when it comes to Rachel Zegler and this whole Snow White fiasco. All right, this entire disaster that this chick laid at the feet of Disney. You know, Disney had a lot to do with it, but Rachel Zegler had a lot more to do with it. You know, so now they're trying to clean her up. All right, they got to clean up Snow White because the movie is called Snow White, and you can't have a Snow White that nobody likes. Otherwise, nobody's going to the movies. All right. And it's go time. It's go time. Go, go. We got to do it now, all right? Clock's ticking. The clock is ticking. This movie drops in less than a month. They don't have time to play around. The marketing department, y'all got to get on it. You know, so remember, they already tried to clean this image up, all right? They tried to make her a little bit more feminine. You know, they got the ribbon in her hair. We hadn't seen that. She's got this little dreamy, faraway look, you know, as opposed to all the other pictures where she's looking like a girl boss. You know, they're trying to clean this thing up on the poster. They're trying to create a kinder, gentler Snow White with Rachel Zegler, all right? Because they don't want this chick.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
I mean, just look at the pie hole on Rachel Zegler, man. This chick is a big mouth bass. Just ready to just hook it, right? I mean, she got a gigantic mouth, bro. And it's this pie hole of hers that has gotten this entire movie in trouble. And the attitude to boot, all right? Everything about her, it just rubs everybody the wrong way. And you can't have this person out there being Snow White. So you got to clean her up, all right? It's a little cleanup on aisle 9. So here's the latest article, the latest attempt to clean up Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler says live action Snow White backlash is due to passion for the original movie. We're not always going to agree with everyone. You see, it's passion, everybody. It's passion. Doesn't that sound nice? All right. Look, somebody over there at Disney PR, you know, got the idea that they could kind of cheat code this whole situation with Rachel Zegler. And they say, hey, look, just say the fans are passionate, Rachel. Get out there, do an interview, say that the fans are passionate. Kind of like what Henry Cavill did. Remember, Cavill had that. Just say the fans are passionate and all of this is just going to go away. Because it makes it sound like you're on their side and you understand the fans. Y'all remember when Henry Cavill said that? He was doing like a Witcher interview and he said, oh, you know, because this reporter was asking him about this idea of toxic fans.
Give him a hard time and they rag on him despite the fact that he has great intentions. I'm curious if that's comparable to this sort of world, this culture of toxic fandom, where like if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, like you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
The difference between what Cavill was talking about and whatever the hell Rachel thinks she's talking about, whatever they told her to say, is that Cavill was trying to explain to a retarded reporter that fans aren't toxic. You know, right? They respect and honor the source material. And if they get it wrong, if you get it wrong as a studio or as a writer or a director, hey, the fans have every right to feel the way that they feel. That's not what the Snow White backlash is about. All right, you're saying, well, the Snow White backlash is due to the passion for the original movie. Well, not necessarily. See, the Snow White backlash is due to the fact that, yes, Disney did change the movie and they did get the source material wrong, but it's really because Rachel Zegler is out here actively talking shit about the original movie. That's the problem. The movie is called Snow White. You cannot have an asshole Snow White talking crap about the original.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. Super weird. So we didn't do that this time.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere to see themselves in.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film. A lot of people will assume it's a love story just because like we cast a guy in the movie, right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. Yeah. It's one of those things that I think everyone's gonna have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
See, that's what Henry Cavill didn't do. All right? So, yeah, get out of here with that. This is beyond some sort of a disagreement. All right? You insulted Walt Disney's original movie. Oh, it's not 1937, evidently so. You know, it's not that. It's the prince is a stalker. Weird. She's not going to be saved by the prince. And then she came out and said she was scared of the movie and she hated it. You know, this is far beyond, all right, all of the stuff that you're talking about when it comes to passion. You passionately don't like the movie. That's the problem people have. And I guess over there at Disney, they haven't put 2 and 2 together yet to understand the fans. Makes sense. It is Disney after all. They don't seem to understand their audiences anymore. And so, yeah, you got Rachel Zegler out here trying to clean up on aisle 9. It's not going to work because you guys still don't accept the fact she shot her mouth off. And really, she's just a mouthpiece for the entire studio and this entire project. And that's the reason why this thing is in trouble. It has nothing to do with the changes that were made, because even if you make some changes, you still have to honor the source material. The one that started it all, Snow White, the princess of all princesses, Disney's original animated classic. How could you ever let this woman get out there and disrespect this movie? You gotta be out of your mind. And look, by disrespecting Walt Disney's original classic, you disrespect everything Disney stood for. You disrespect the whole, birth of the company and all the values that this movie held and that Walt Disney held. You have disrespected all of that with this loudmouth. You would have been better off just recasting her. Get her up out of here, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and read what they got to say. Snow White star Rachel Zegler says the backlash against Disney's latest live-action remake is due to passion for the original film. While Disney's live-action releases have seen better days since 2019's Lion King, the Snow White rehash has been a particular point of contention in some circles due to Zegler's Colombian heritage. So now they're going to try to say, well, you know, it's about her being a Colombian. That has absolutely nothing to do with that. I mean, it does have a little bit to do with it, but I think the Latino thing is kind of like a side thing now. It's really Rachel Zegler and her mouth. Because a lot of people would be like, yo, can we just bring in Jenna Ortega? Can we get Jenna Ortega in here? I think people would have rocked with Jenna Ortega because she seems to understand the assignment. Oh, I'm not supposed to get out there and disrespect the original movie? But, I mean, damn, man, the script seems to be disrespecting it left, right, and center. All right? They're disrespecting the entire thought process of a Snow White movie. Where's the romance? She's not going to be saved by the prince. That tells me everything I need to know. That tells me everything I need to know, man. That's absolutely ridiculous. The outrage came to a head when the Y2K star called the 1937 original dated. Oh, yeah, that's where it's at. Featuring a prince that literally stalks Snow White. Zegler says she now interprets the controversies as an overprotective reaction to a beloved Disney classic. This chick is out of her damn mind. I interpret people's sentiments towards the film as passion, Zegler told Vogue Mexico. What an honor to be a part of something that people feel so passionately about. We're not always going to agree with everyone who surrounds us, and all we can do is our best. And they quoted it from, oh my God. So it's an honor now, right? It's an honor for you to go out there and disrespect the original classic. It's an honor. Was it an honor for you to call the prince a stalker? Was that an honor of yours? She don't get it. All right. She's doing what she's told. She doesn't understand it. Sounds like some PR person wrote this. Hey, practice this in the mirror until it sounds natural. Say it over and over and over again. As a matter of fact, say it in English and Spanish. All right. So that everywhere you go, this is how you're going to talk from now on. All right. This is what you're going to say. We're probably going to hear this exact same thing on the red carpet. It's too late, man. Look, she's inauthentic. She's fake. She's phony. She's another Hollywood phony. And she doesn't like Snow White. She didn't like the movie. She said so when she was out there at D23 in 2022. Y'all had a whole year to get rid of that footage and y'all didn't do it, Disney. That's on you. And she continued, I understand that the conversation comes from the community not wanting to be seen as a monolith, but the reality of being Latino, working in this industry is that we try to represent the entire diaspora. I know where I've been, blah, blah, blah. Okay, look, being Latina, a Latina Snow White, that's the least of Rachel Zegler's problems. That's the least of the problems right now. That's not the biggest issue that they got. The biggest issue is Rachel Zegler is a jerk. All right, that's the biggest problem. She said out there and said all of that negative stuff about the original Snow White. And she is Snow White. You can't get away with that. Like I said, there's a lot of cats who would have been like, hey, man, make Jenna Ortega, Snow White. We would accept that before we accept Rachel Zegler. Rachel is the problem, all right, amongst any. But there's other problems with this movie. Yeah, I stumbled upon this on Snow White News, all right? These are apparently the motion capture dolls or whatever for Snow White. Look at these guys here, man. These things are absolutely horrific. What is Disney thinking when they put this crap together? Just hire midgets. They would have been cool. They would have been making money. It's like, why? Well, look, I zoomed in on this guy right here. This guy is like straight nightmare fuel. This guy belongs in a horror movie. Look at the little smile on his head. You can see this crap in your nightmares right now. I guarantee it. And then he ain't as bad as this dude over here, though. Look at this. Look at this dopey. Look at this shit, y'all. Let me zoom in. Would y'all look at this? You want to have some nightmares? Look at this for longer than 5 seconds. This dude with this dead look in his face, these dead eyes, this smile. Like, bruh, I would be fucking like, look, I shouldn't even be making this video right now, man. I'm sorry y'all watching this, man. My bad. Good luck getting to sleep tonight, all right? Sweet dreams, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, damn. These things are absolutely horrific. But yeah, this is what Disney got going on. There's a lot more to than Rachel Zegler, all right? There's a lot more than Rachel Zegler, but Rachel Zegler is the biggest problem. Look, all of this stuff that you were saying up in here, Rachel, you should have said this shit from the very beginning. It has nothing to do with, the fans being passionate. The fans are always going to be passionate. They're always going to have a lot of passion. But what they're really upset with is not the fact that you changed up some things or you're not doing things exactly the way that, the original did it. They're more upset with you getting out there and disrespecting the original. And Disney don't want to address it. All right, cool. Don't address it, Disney. All right, we'll see you at the box office, or maybe we won't. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.